Today I'm going to talk about the repercussions of eating meat in our energetic body and in our spiritual body. So before understanding how the energies of a piece of flesh impact our spiritual health, we need to understand our physical bodies, our energetic bodies, and our spiritual bodies. So let's talk about our spiritual bodies and physical bodies, as well as the animals, right? So we have a physical body, which is the one made of flesh and bones and blood, and we also have a etheric body. This etheric body is a body of energy. So when we talk about aura or energy or the chakras, mostly we are talking about the etheric body. This is the body that lies in between the physical body and the astral body, right? So this etheric body is like a glue that serves as a bridge, between the physical body and the astral body. The astral body, as we know, is this spiritual body, is what you are in another plane. So when you don't have your physical body anymore, when you no longer live here on planet Earth, you still are this astral body. You have other bodies like the mental body, the Buddhic body, the Christic body, but we're not going to talk about them because they don't have form. We're going to talk about the bodies that have a form. We've got a physical body and a spiritual body, the astral body. In between them, the etheric body. The etheric body, again, is the energy. When you go to a slaughterhouse, an abattoir or something like that, you see all of those animals in there being killed for their flesh, right? Regardless of living a whole life of suffering or not, when they are there to be killed, they project a thought form around them. This thought form, what it is, it's obviously a piece of thought, right? That is magnetic. It's an object. It becomes an object and it hovers just above them or around them. When we think of something repeatedly, we are creating these thought forms. So it's like a thought that has a form, a particular shape, and a particular size. Obviously, a thought form can always become magnetic. And it becomes magnetic when you introduce emotions to those objects, to those thought forms. So when the animals are there to be killed, when they are lining up to be killed in a slaughterhouse, they are obviously generating these thought forms like a shield around them. It's not necessarily a shield or something in the shape of a shield, but it's some sort of protective layer that will somehow protect them. Obviously, it doesn't, but the idea for them or for anybody who's in danger is to protect yourself, to project something around you. So skunks do that as well. They release this odor, they release this smell, this foul smell to protect them. So it's like a shield, right? And you've got so many other animals projecting this, so we can see. Even us, when we are in danger, we try to project something. But obviously I'm talking about in the realm of forms and thoughts. So the animal tries to protect itself by projecting something around them. They have no escape, they have nowhere to go, no escape. So they project something around them, a layer of toxicity, right? Which is normal. It's just a thought trying to separate them from someone else, or to separate them from the near danger, or the danger which is just, before their eyes. This thought form, as I said, is like a shield around them. Obviously, that shield, that thought form, is magnetized with those emotions of agony and despair. And when they die, those shields are, remember, made of etheric elements, right? Because there is this emotion imprint on these thought forms. So it's like part of their etheric bodies go to these thought forms, to magnetize them, to make them stronger, to, create somehow some kind of protective layer. When they die, when they are killed, that spirit goes somewhere else. Let's talk about this in another time. But that specific shield, in other words, those thought forms, those magnetized thought forms, are still attached to their flesh, are still attached to their physical body. We got to remember that the etheric body is a layer of energy that lies in between the physical body and the astral body. However, the etheric body is mostly produced by the physical body, right? So that's this glue, right? And this glue serves as a bridge, really, and interconnecting the two bodies. So what happens in the physical body repercusses in the astral body through the etheric body, and whatever happens or information that is in the astral body goes to the physical body through the etheric body. But the etheric body is essentially produced by the physical body. So when the spirit leaves the body, so when they are killed in that sense, the etheric body, most of the etheric body is still attached, is still conditioned to the physical body. There is also something very important to talk about, but I'm gonna make it more complex in another video, is that there are spirit vampires, obsessors, really, who try to steal these energies, and they try to absorb these energies, right? This is another video, but those remains of etheric body that was around the animal, especially magnetized by those nefarious energies, they are attached to the meat, attached to, every part of the animal. So when you eat those parts of flesh, you are also putting those things into your body. In other words, your physical body eats the physical meat, but your energetic body eats the energy of that meat. So I'm not saying that when you eat a piece of meat, you automatically become depressed or anxious or in horror, but that contributes to your magnetic field, that contributes to your aura, and that slows down your vibration, right? And that doesn't help you achieve better thoughts or a better state of being. That affects you in many ways in terms of like thinking and moving energies and blockages that really compromises you. If you are a psychic or if you are a clairvoyant and you go to an abattoir or a slaughterhouse, wherever they are killing lots of animals, you will see desperation, right? And I'm not talking about what happens in the physical sense of it. Obviously you see them being killed, but if you can see the energies and if you can see the other entities, the other consciousness who are there, you wouldn't eat meat at all. It's bizarre. You see a lot of ecstatic beings there. Those ecstatic beings, they are formed by those animals. They are called elementars. It's not elementals. Elementals of nature are something else. Elementar, right? Elementar is these beings that they get shape and they hover, they stay there. Let's say that you at home, you pray every night, or you pray to a particular deity that doesn't even exist, and you pray every night for that deity. You automatically create some sort of elementar in the astral plane, which is a figure of that, similar to what you kind of formed with your thoughts, and it stays there, right? And after a while, when you no longer think of that entity, that just like dismantles and disappears and dissolves, right? So when you go to a slaughterhouse, you see a lot of these elementars, a lot of these objects that were magnetized by these animals, and especially their shields as well lying around, which is just like literally not a shield, but it's some sort of like protection mechanism or object, right? Obviously, as I said, many entities would be there stealing those energies, absorbing those energies, because those energies are semi-physical, which means that they are too physical to be considered spiritual, but they are too subtle to be captured by a camera, which means that for those spirits there, they will benefit from absorbing that energy, because then it's like giving them physical sensations again, right? It's like kind of catapulting them to, you know, the physical world again, because they receive those energies, right? So because they're still attached to those addictions, to the addiction of living here on planet Earth, of like sensations and feelings and, you know, bodily things really. So, you know, those entities will be there, and you see lots of remains of those energies in there. When you eat meat, right, meat is bringing those attached energies to your physical body. And if you get, let's say, a piece of meat and you pray over it, you know, to try, you know, cleanse the meat somehow, that doesn't work, because those ethers, let's call it, those ethers around the piece of flesh, they are actually part of that meat in a different vibration, in a different type of condensation, right? So it's so getting a piece of meat and praying or cleansing or doing Reiki on a piece of meat, expecting that piece of meat to be cleansed somehow, is like buying drugs and praying over the drug and, you know, hoping that the drug doesn't cause you any bad effects. There are several energetic and spiritual reasons why people should, you know, definitely refuse meat. This is one of the reasons. This is the etheric reasons why people shouldn't eat meat. As I said, if you eat a piece of meat, it's not that you are automatically going to have all of that at once, but that contributes negatively to your energetic health.